Hi everyone, I'm Zenzo with Tazawa Tanks, and today I want to share a story with you, something that happened to me at Aquashella while I was there attending. If you're not familiar with Aquashella, it's an aquarium convention. And while I was there, I had something very interesting happen to me. It actually involves the Dallas Police Department, that involves someone from the military, and kind of my own story. So I wanted to share the story with you. Now, before we do, this is a sponsored video. This video is sponsored by a company called Fallow. I'm actually wearing their bracelet right now. It's this one that I chose is a black lava rock with a shark. And this company is all about conservation. So you can go and choose your animal that you want to basically kind of sponsor or protect. And there's sharks and elephants and other animals. And I chose the shark because it's a fish and I very much care about marine conservation. So thank you to Fallow for sponsoring this video. Fallow partners with non-profit organizations to create bracelets that come with a real animal to track. They started this mission back in 2018 and since have been fortunate to donate hundreds of thousands of dollars to save wildlife. By combining a tangible bracelet and interactive tracking experience, their goal is to educate customers about wildlife and excite them about conservation. Okay, so now on to the story. So as I shared, I was at Aquashella. If you're not familiar with Aquashella, it is an aquarium convention. And it's kind of more than just that. It's kind of a festival where there's a lot of stuff happening around the aquarium hobby, both freshwater and saltwater and everything in between. It's a lot of fun. A lot of creators were there. I was there working with Aquarium Co-op and we had our booth and we saw thousands of people and met a lot of people. A lot of you that were there, a lot of fans that were there. So it was a great time. Something happened while I was there that made me kind of rethink things and think about aquarium keeping, my hobby. Now I did make a video a while ago that I think this was last fall. I made kind of a short film. It actually won an award, so if you want to check that out, I'll put a link up here or down below in the description. And it's kind of a story about why I keep fish. And this is kind of an extension of that. And I wanted to share the story with you because it was kind of touching. It was very touching actually, and I thought about it many days later. I came home, my wife asked me about it, and so anyway, while at Aquashella, we have a booth. So Aquarium Co-op, we have this big booth. We're giving away thousands of t-shirts. We actually gave away like 2,200 t-shirts. And you know, people were coming through the booth, taking pictures, saying hello, sharing their story. So it was great to meet a lot of people there. And that really is a highlight of going to these conventions, is to meet all of you that are able to attend, because that's really what I see, because I want to, you know, meet the people on the other side of the screen that I don't see, because I'm just talking to a camera lens, and then to meet people in person, it's really wonderful. But anyway, so a couple of people came up to me and shared their story with me. One person was in the military, or I think they had just got out of the military, and they shared with me that the videos that we make helps him with his PTSD. And essentially it was educating him and allowing him to further explore the aquarium hobby, to become immersed in this great hobby of ours and learn a lot from these videos that we create. And he shared that he really enjoyed watching these videos and getting involved in fish keeping because it helps him with his PTSD. And that really, it touched me. And I'm a veteran. I'm a former, I was in the United States Marine Corps. Fortunately for me though, when I served, which was many years ago, I actually served in a time of no conflict. So I didn't get deployed. I never went to war. I never had to put any rounds down range or anything coming at me. So very fortunate to basically serve in a time of peace. But a lot of people have had different situations and they've had to serve during times of conflict. And it was great to hear the story. It's not great to know that people have PTSD, but it was great to hear a story that fish keeping is helping people kind of cope with things that happen in their life or things that have happened in their life. So that was very touching. And it made me think a lot about that film that I made before, where I had talked about why I keep fish and kind of how it allows me to, you know, find peace and tranquility. So the next story that I want to share, and this is where the police department comes into play, is another person came up to the booth, and he had talked to me. This was on a Saturday, and he was a police department. He is a police officer in the Dallas Police Department. Came there with his son, took pictures and all that kind of stuff. And he had shared with me, he was also in the military and now is a police officer, and talked to me about kind of how watching my videos and the Aquarium Co-op videos helps him escape the day-to-day of his job. So being a police officer is not easy, and no matter where you lie as far as no matter how you feel about policing and police officers, and everyone has a different opinion, and I don't want to go down that road, but regardless, it is a difficult job, and it's something that a lot of people don't want to do. Most people wouldn't want to do it, and a lot of people couldn't do it. It's a very, very tough profession. And you see things that you don't want to see. You hear things that you don't want to hear, and you're having to deal with that and then go home every day after all that stuff happens. And he shared with me that, he was able to basically, after he goes home from work and he's got a tough day or whatever, watching our videos, spending time with this fish, learning about aquariums helps him to kind of forget all of the troubles during the day. And he shared with me that a lot of his fellow police officers are also in the hobby and also find solace in spending time with their aquarium. So that's a story. He came back the next day or later that day, and he gave Corey from Aquarium Co-op this large kind of like a coin, a large metal coin. It's about like that big around, and it was from his unit in the military, and he was kind of sharing with Corey his story. And then he came back the next day and he gave me this patch because he wanted to also give me something as well that was from him. So I really appreciate that. It was very touching. I got like chills on my body when he gave it to me. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'll probably just put it up, pin it up somewhere, or save or collect, save it somewhere as a memento. But it was very touching that he took the time to come and share that story and give us something. And I imagine that a lot of people also have something in their lives that might have been traumatic or tough to deal with, or stress at home or work or whatever it may be, and maybe aquarium keeping, this wonderful hobby of ours, allows you to escape as well. So so that's what I wanted to share. Was just a great story for him to share with me. Both of the individuals. I'm sorry I don't have their names. There's thousands of people, and but it was great to meet them and say hello, and know that what I'm doing is not just helping people cycle a fish tank or learn how to feed their fish, but actually going above and beyond that. Now back to Aquashella. I did have a chance to talk to some of my fellow creators and ask them what was important to them. And it was funny that we kind of all had the same thing in mind, even though we were all in different parts of the show when I asked them that. So they didn't hear what other people were saying. But anyway, I did record a couple of them, so let's hear from them. All right, so we're with Jason from Primetime Aquatics. What is your favorite part about coming to aquarium shows?
My favorite part is absolutely meeting the people. That is why we are here. That's why most of the creators are here. It's to hang out with all the names that we see in our videos, in the comment section, in the live chats. This is the place to be. Love meeting all the people.
All right, we've got Irene with Girl Talks Fish and Aquarium Co-op. So Irene, what is your favorite part about coming to aquarium shows?
All the people coming up to me and saying, wow, I had no idea you were this tall. No, really it was meeting the fans. Like, I think that sometimes, you kind of make videos in like a bubble, and you just don't realize like all these people coming up and going, I just started the hobby, like your videos have been so helpful to me, please keep making them. And that's been like super encouraging to me. So I'm really, really glad I came and meet everybody and stuff like that. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
You know what? It's the people. It's coming to an event like this and being able to put a face to some of the names that we see on our live streams and in our comment sections and stuff like that. Those people know us, but we don't know them. So when we show up to an event like this, we can actually get to know them. That way, when we go back to the real world and we see their names again, we can put a picture to the name that's on the screen.
Here we are with Taylor from Simply Betta. What is your favorite part about coming to aquarium shows?
Honestly, I think my favorite part is just being social and being able to talk with other people who are like obsessed with the same things that I am, because I don't get that back home. I don't know anybody who likes the same things that I do, like aquariums and fish, and I can just talk for hours, right? But if I do that at home, I'm gonna drive everyone nuts. So that is what I like about coming to these shows.
So I feel kind of cliche saying this, and I haven't been to one in a couple years, so I kind of forgot. It's just like meeting everyone, from the creators to the people that watch it, the vendors. I totally forgot what that's like because I used to go every year, and then I haven't been, and I think it's been over 3 years since I've been to one of these shows, and the people are just amazing. So I definitely miss that, and I'm really excited to already come back to another one.
This is what people look like when they look at her.
Yeah, they're like, whoa, I can't believe. I'm only 5'10", people.
So as a reference,
Okay.
we're about the same height, but for a woman,
Yes.
Irene is tall. So there you go. I would agree that the best part of these conventions is the people that we get to meet that we don't know are actually on the other side of the screen watching these videos. So wonderful, wonderful time. So anyway, comment down below and let me know your thoughts on fish keeping. Do you have a similar story? And maybe it's not aquariums, maybe it's something else in your life that allows you to escape or find peace or something like that. But I'm very interested in these stories. And I tried to read all the comments eventually, but I'm very touched by this. So I very much would like to read your comments down below. So anyway, if you have not done so already, give this video a like. It does help the channel. It allows me to continue to make videos and help more people. Thank you again to my sponsor, Fallow. Make sure you check out the link down below. And if you have not watched that little short documentary that I made, and it's not long, it's only gonna take you 10 or 12 minutes or something like that. So go ahead and click on that video right there.